How's it going? It's 220 Prepper, and I got a quick video. So one of my last videos talking about the bug out bags, I said I was gonna take this and turn it into a mini bug out bag. Took me about a month, which is why this video is coming out so long. But draft 1 has been completed. The reason why I say draft 1 is because I like this. I really kind of do. So I'm going to probably tweak this a lot until I get it finalized and perfected. This is not one of those, oh, I just kind of did the best I could with what I had. Some of this is stuff I already have. I actually ordered a few other things strictly for this. But now that I'm seeing it and, you know, put it in here, I'm never complete. I'll always know, oh, I could do this, I could do that. So I'm going to do this video a couple of times because it's useful. But one quick reason why I'm making a mini bug out bag video to begin with is because people don't always have space to do, you know, to get a big $5,000 bag and stuff like that. So you kind of just need something quick and easy. You know, a lot of people carry messenger bags. A lot of women carry, you know, those big purses you can just sling over your shoulder. Well, this is something similar to that. You could just throw it on like this. I know my elbows are ashy. You throw it on like that, or, you know, just throw this in like the back of your car or something like that and be protected and be ready to go if the worst ever happens. So that's the purpose of having something small like this. So without further ado, go ahead and dive in here. Please keep in mind this is just the first draft. If you're out there and say, oh, well, you know, this is a good item, this is a good item, definitely let me know. And I'm trying to go for budget options right now. But let me know and I'll see if I can get them integrated. But in the meantime, so over here, we've got hygiene, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, small stuff like that. I mentioned it all the time in my other bug out bag videos. Over here, we've got self-defense. So just a couple of knives, you know, nothing real fancy. That's a little something, you know. You've got this is one of my OTF knives. I'm gonna be getting a new one. I'm gonna do a video on OTF knives very, very soon. This is just another one. If you don't want an option like that, this here is a neck knife. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually one of my favorite knives. It's not exactly a large knife, but this is the first knife. This one I actually got from Bud K. I don't know if you'll be able to see that properly or not, but it's not just from there. But wherever you find this knife, you find it super cheap. I've never seen this knife more than like $3.99, like ever. But it's this hard plastic and it's got a whistle. So this is actually a very good survival tool. This is the knife I gave to a bunch of my friends. My niece, for her first knife, I got her this because, you know, at the end of the day, if you ever need to draw attention, you can use this to defend yourself and start blowing the hell out of this whistle, you know, to just draw attention to what's going on. So cutting tools are in this other side pocket. I wanted to minimize stuff on the outside. I have a lot of Molly on the outside that I can utilize, but I didn't want to. I have some on the sides here. I just didn't want to because I wanted this to have a slimmer look, but I did put a flashlight on the outside. It's just a flashlight. This is nothing fancy. It's been on this channel before. It's got 3 modes. You got your high beam, your low beam, your strobe light, and also one thing I forgot to mention is got the telescopic feature on it. So you have a very thin beam. One thing I also forgot to mention is it does have the impact bevels cuts on them. So this, I got a 2-pack of them for $10. Again, that's nothing right there. So in this front pocket here, we've got the rescue blankets. Those are not great, but they can and will save your life. We've got fire starting, matches, lighters. So that's just tossed in here. Now in the main part right here where everything is really stored. Now this is not something that, you know, this is the be all tell all, the only way to do this. Like I said, I'm going to do a few configurations on this. But for right now, this is what's in here. The other things that I have in here. So, needing water containment. Got shifted, excuse me. I think I have one more in here. Nope, just the two. Alright, so these are collapsible bottles. They unfold to about here. This is 480. These are actually really, really good plastic. What's it? 12. It's a little over 12 ounces. And I have two of these. They count just, you know, regular sports bottles. Pop the top. There you go. That's just some extra water containment just as you go. Water filter. Here's the Sawyer. I got a recommendation for another one that's about the same size as the Sawyer for the same price. I'm going to order that one soon, I think. And I'll probably be including it in another video. I might do a water filtration comparison. But for right now, Sawyers are my go-to. I love Sawyer filters. A lot of you ragged on me before about not having headlamp in my last video. It's because I gave my headlamp to a friend of mine to start his bug out bag. But got my headlamp back. So again, you know, you need to have redundancy when it comes to a lot of this stuff. So, you know, 2 is 1, 1 is none. You know, 2, so on and so forth. So, basic first aid kit. This is going to be modified. Excuse me. It's going to be modified and get a lot better. I like this because it was cheap, but it's also waterproof. This container, waterproof. Well, water resistant, I'll say. So, we also have paracord. This was 30 feet for like $3. So, paracord is in there. Oh, I did. Had one more of the water. This is the water bottles. An additional knife. I have my knife sharpeners. I always talk about having a knife sharpener because you need, if you carry a knife, you need a sharpener. You need to be able to maintain your tools. So that's, oh, and this is something else I mentioned before, but forgot to include in my bug out bag video. So this are the soft ear pros. I mentioned before in one of my videos, forgotten bug out items. Your hearing is very important. It's one of the few things in your body that doesn't heal itself. So if you have a firearm, and I'm not including a firearm in this list, I'll explain why in just a moment. But if you have a firearm, a prolonged exposure to loud noises such as shooting damages your hearing. So what this does, and these are not, you know, super fancy, but they do get the job done. So these are the cheap kind. You could just put them around your neck and tuck them into your shirt and they will stay put. This was $2, $3. It was no more than $5. And it's a 2-pack. So it's just something to help protect your ears. Now again, this is not a severe, I'm going to survive for 19 years in the wilderness like I'm Bear Grylls. This is not that kind of survival bag. This is a very brief bag. So more so an EDC bag, more so a mini bug out bag like a truck bag. So this can get you can survive for a day or two with the contents in here if you set it up correctly. This is more like a truck bag or a vehicle bag, I should say, but it can serve as a bug out bag if need be. This will get you to where your real supplies are if it will take you more than a couple of hours. If it will take you a day, but you don't have a giant backpack, this is what that is for. If you just have a few items you just need to grab and just throw in a bag to help you, this is kind of a guideline or outline for that kind of equipment. That's the purpose of this bag. But like I said, I'm going to be doing a few of these videos. I'm going to be swapping out a few things, making it better here or there. But in the meantime, this 220 Prepper, and I'm signing